Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is for Death Wish. Metro Goldwyn Mayer Pictures presents director Eli Roth's reimagining of the 1974 revenge thriller Death Wish. Dr. Paul Kersey is a surgeon who only sees the aftermath of his city's violence as it's rushed into his ER, until his wife and college-age daughter are viciously attacked in their suburban home. With the police overloaded with crimes, Paul, burning for revenge, hunts for his family's assailants to deliver justice. As the anonymous slayings of criminals grab the media's attention, the city wonders if this deadly avenger is a guardian angel or a grim reaper. Fury and fate collide in this intense action thriller. This is a 2018 movie. It is rated R. It runs 107 minutes. And it stars Bruce Willis. Yeah. And Elizabeth Shue and Camila Morrone. And there's a couple people on the supporting cast I think you'll know also. So, the only thing I can say about this to start us off is that it's a very typical action movie. Everything I'm going to say, I would probably say it about any movie. And so I'm not like, this is nothing special. And so we'll just say that right off the bat. It was kind of tough to watch knowing that it wasn't anything original whatsoever. I was not surprised by anything. There was a time where after the mother is killed, obviously it's in the review, it's not a giveaway. After she's killed, they have her funeral. His father-in-law, I guess, foreshadows the movie by trying to scare away some poachers. They're trying to get a deer, I guess. So I didn't really appreciate that. I knew what it was about. I knew what it was doing. It was very, very typical. Then, good old Bruce Willis. His character is so complex in this. I know all they had to really do was watch the 1974 version or any other movie that exists, really, and just kind of say your lines and just kind of go through the motions for this movie. But his character is so crazy. He's supposed to be this rich doctor who has obviously unlimited resources and can buy whatever he wants and can do whatever he wants. He's kind of a prick, with the way he talks to people and the way he didn't want his windshield washed and everything. He just talks to people condescending and they go out to fancy dinners. He kind of comes off as kind of a prick, kind of a jerk. And then he's this great doctor. He's also calm and, experienced, and he is good with a kid and all this stuff. I can't really figure out what Bruce is trying to accomplish with his character. And I think a lot of times in this movie, I was kind of like, oh, he's just kind of resorting back to his old Bruce Willis ways of Die Hard and all these other movies. And he's not really trying to invest too much in this character. And he's just kind of going back to what he's used to and what he's familiar with. So I think it was too much of a character, really, for Bruce to play. And obviously, as a remake, I kind of felt like his heart wasn't in it. For a long time, this movie, I was kind of wondering if the action was ever going to come. After this first scene of this house break-in, I was kind of like, okay, what are we doing? Just talking and doing this, and we're going out to dinner. I was wondering if Bruce was ever actually going to go for revenge. And I would have appreciated that being more of the movie. There could have been more to figure out, more people to, go after. It was kind of lame in that department, so I kind of didn't appreciate them waiting so long to get the action going. And then, when it comes to the typical stuff, Bruce transforms into this guy who has no idea what he's doing. and he goes to kill some people. He gets a taste for it, and then all of a sudden he's this world elite killer doing all this stuff that's really cool and really brutal and all this really smart. I mean, I know he's a doctor, and so I was, invested in that part of his being good at killing. But other than that, I was just like, okay, this is just some regular Joe Schmo who's comfortable in his restaurants and his therapy sessions, and he's a brutal killer. It's like, it just was kind of like a I'm not buying it kind of thing, like a lot of movies that are made. Very typical. Because it's such a long process for Bruce to go through. I mean, like I said, the first half of the movie, it's all kind of setting up what's going to be coming later, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting for it. It's like, come on, this isn't the world's longest movie, and this is the world's most typical movie. So let's get going. Get going to what we know is coming. Yeah, I mean, this has like the most useless cops in the world. And I know Chicago's awful, but all this side commentary as we're going is all about how many killings there have been and how many cases there are in the cop's office that are unsolved. And I know it's Chicago, but do we really need that for this movie? This is all about one case. It's not why the cops aren't doing anything, it's that they are not able to. Let's just talk about that and then move on. They spent way too much time focusing on that, and it just made the cop characters just really irrelevant in this movie, and we could have survived without them. And they could have just like come in, ask somebody a question, left, and we would have been fine for 20 more minutes. Do something else. And then the last thing, just kind of is a big part of this movie, and I'm not really sure why, is all the media opinions. Like this guy becomes this, like star on the internet because he's wasting bad guys. And, all these opinion shows are kind of trying to bring you along into the movie. And what they're asking of their radio listeners in the movie is, what do you think? Is he a good or bad guy? I know what they're trying to do is ask the audience if they think he's a good or bad guy, but I really just didn't care. And, I know what he was doing because I'm watching the movie. I know it's for his family. I know he's not going to off because the cops won't do anything. So I really just didn't care about all this media stuff, all these talk shows, all the radio shows. And they had that as a huge part of this. And I was just like, I don't care. Just move on. I'm listening to these people talk about what they think about the Grim Reaper, and all this stupid stuff thrown in. Somebody's getting hits on their video, and some guy was imitating the Grim Reaper. It was useless content thrown into the movie. I'm sorry for Bruce Willis. I mean, like, he gets to be himself, but the movie just was not up to standards of what I would expect from a Bruce Willis movie. The couple killings were cool, almost Final Destination-ish, and some of the shooting and quick, killings are very much what Bruce Willis is used to. So I'm glad he was able to kind of be familiar and comfortable, but I just felt like this is a very blah movie that anybody can do, and I'm just going to give you one example. I just bought this the other day, and Bad Samaritan. There's more in this movie that is original, more action, more suspenseful than Death Wish. So if you want to see a suspenseful action revenge kind of killing movie, see this. Don't see that. The other thing I have to say, because today is September 2nd, 2018, and guess what movie is coming out this next week? I happened to watch this the same week that Peppermint is coming out. What Peppermint is, for anybody who will never see that movie, is a character that we know that has their family die. They go for revenge on the bad guys. And it's a girl. And that we all know, like Bruce Willis, we all know, and it's the same freaking movie. So we know that this movie exists, and Peppermint's coming out, and they're the same movie, and I happen to watch them in the same week. So I'm not probably going to go see Peppermint this week. I don't know. It seems like a good action thriller, but I know it's going to be exactly the same thing as this. So I'm going to give this movie a C+, and I'll watch Peppermint and I'll be unbiased, but I cannot believe that we have so many different versions of this movie, of this storyline. Like, how many can we take? I just realized from my records that I saw Breaking In. Nobody dies in that movie, but it's like a home invasion kind of thing. And, the kids are there, and the mom all of a sudden turns into a badass and has to, kick everybody's butt, kind of, or find a way to her kids. And it's kind of on the same storyline. I don't know how many we can take. I mean, they're good. Each one is good, okay? This is not a bad movie whatsoever. It's just very, very same, same, same. And the way we have to watch these kind of movies is to see if they're good in their own way. Because if they don't add anything exciting, if they aren't funny, if they aren't, if they don't throw in at least one twist, even if it's obvious, then it's just really, really bad, and it's really just the same old movie over and again. So this movie isn't that. It does have some funny parts. It does handle the killings of the bad guys excitingly. So I'm gonna give it a C plus, and I'm gonna keep watching movies like this, even though I really don't want to. But that's just how life goes. So my name's Danny. Thanks a lot, guys. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.